Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News. The United States has warned the Russian military is now fully prepared for a large-scale invasion of Ukraine and an attack could be imminent. From Washington, here's our North America editor, Sarah Smith.
The Pentagon says that Russia's military is as ready as it can be to launch a full-scale invasion of Ukraine and is warning an attack could take place imminently. The US Defense Department believes that Vladimir Putin has assembled nearly all the forces that would be needed for an invasion and that 80% of them are in forward positions ready to attack, with significant offensive missile capacity as well as ground forces and more than 24 warships in the Black Sea. They're ready to go now if they get the order to go, said one senior Biden administration official, cautioning that an invasion may not be preceded by a cyber attack to shut down media and communications as had been previously predicted. The US now thinks an assault could begin with no warning.
A state of emergency is coming into force in Ukraine, which has called up its military reserves. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has appealed directly to the people of Russia for peace, saying the possibility of war depends on you. Switching to the Russian language in his daily address, he said 200,000 Russian troops were standing on Ukraine's border and had been ordered to move forward. He said he had again sought talks with Vladimir Putin, but was met with silence. The Kremlin says pro-Russia separatists in Luhansk and Donetsk have asked for military assistance to repel what they call aggression by the Ukrainian army. From Kiev, here's Paul Adams.
According to Russia's Interfax news agency, the leaders in Donetsk and Luhansk, the two self-declared People's Republics in eastern Ukraine, have written to Vladimir Putin asking for help in repelling what they describe as aggression by Ukraine's military. Both have accused Ukraine of attacking schools and hospitals and of being unwilling to end the war in the Donbass. All the evidence in recent days points to the Russian-backed separatists being the ones responsible for the latest escalation, not Ukraine. This appeal to the Kremlin appears to be the latest in a series of pre-planned moves which are pushing this country closer to a wider conflict. So far, there has been little or no sign of additional Russian troops crossing the border.
Paul Adams reporting. The Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, has announced the lifting of emergency powers invoked 9 days ago to clear a mass protest against coronavirus restrictions from the capital, Ottawa. Mr. Trudeau said the crisis had been resolved.
The federal government will be ending the use of the Emergencies Act. We are confident that existing laws and bylaws are now sufficient to keep people safe. Of course, we'll continue to be there to support provincial and local authorities if and when needed.
World News from the BBC. The Colombian government says left-wing rebels have carried out attacks across the country, including blowing up a bridge in the northern department of Cesar. In other regions, they burned cars, blocked highways and detonated small bombs, injuring 8 people. The ELN guerrilla group said it was staging a 3-day armed strike against the policies of President Ivan Duque, who condemned the attacks. Nigeria's drug agency says it's destroyed more than 250 hectares of cannabis plantations and arrested 13 people in the southwestern state of Ondo. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency said the operation took place inside 5 major forests and lasted 7 days. The fourth cyclone to hit Madagascar in a month has damaged houses and crops and raised fears of fresh floods. Cyclone Emnashi made landfall late on Tuesday night, bringing winds of over 170 kilometres an hour, heavy rain and high waves. A senior official from the International Red Cross, Dennis Bariyanga, said there was a pressing need to find food, clean water and bedding for the people who'd been displaced.
The first observations show that some houses have again been destroyed, including as well the public infrastructures, including crops now being inundated because the rains have been observed in many areas where the cyclone passed by.
Construction workers at a building site in northern Gaza have uncovered a 2,000-year-old Roman cemetery with more than 30 tombs. The discovery was made near the town of Beit Lahia as work began on a residential area, part of an Egyptian-funded reconstruction project, after the last major hostilities with Israel in May. An official from Gaza's Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities said archaeologists were currently studying the gravestones. BBC News.